multitude of blessings that you give us, not sometimes, but all the time. And for that, we just say thank you. As we come now to consider some aspects for our community, we ask that your Spirit will guide our thoughts, our words, and our deeds, so what we think, what we say, and what we do will be pleasing to you. In the name of Jesus Christ, we pray. Let us all say amen. Brad, is in your hands.
Thank you. And I want to say thank you to Mount Sinai and the pastor and also the sound crew up there that is making this happen. No one appreciates the sound guy until something goes wrong, and then everybody wonders what happened. So thank you very much. Appreciate the hospitality that we've had. Also like to recognize two board members, Derek Ziegler and Mark Price are here. Thank you for your support. We meet monthly, and they give guidance to what the Y is doing. And I'll let Kathleen introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Kathleen McAvoy, and I'm the Community Development Specialist for the West Piedmont Planning District Commission. And PDCs are a regional middle ground, basically, between local government and state government. And so my office is really just here to help our local governments and our nonprofits do what they do best and support the community. So we're here to help Brad and the YMCA, and after he talks about the project and kind of shows you some visuals, I'm going to lead you all through kind of a little bit of a discussion and some interactive time for you guys to kind of share what your vision is for the Y. So I'm excited to be here.
So if you have questions, hold on to those questions. Hopefully the video and what I'll say now will answer those, but after the video, we'll do a Q&A, and then we'll also do some interactive things with Kathleen. I just want to share the history of the project and how we got to where we are today. The YMCA leadership has been working on a facility strategic plan since 2018. The initial plan focused on renovating and expanding the current location, but at the end of the day, it was decided the current location was landlocked and too small to have the impact on the community that was desired. So after over a year of work went into the drawing board, we dreamed big, really big. A consultant group for the YMCA led Y leaders through a process to help develop a new facility that would be a game changer for Martinsville and Henry County. This new facility would not only serve YMCA members, but the community and help be a catalyst for change and development. This project is a huge undertaking and will take the entire community to support it if it is to become a reality. However, the YMCA has already begun pursuing lots of opportunities. Even through the completion of this new facility is years away, work is being done every day to take the steps to make this become a reality. And today is just one example of moving the things forward that we need to do to make it a reality. And with that, we're going to show you a video that's going to tell you all about what the Y is going to be like.
This location was picked after researching the prime location for a YMCA that can be accessible to the most people in Martinsville and Henry County. The YMCA will be located on the property on Memorial Boulevard behind Albert Harris Elementary School in the shopping plaza that currently has Family Dollar located in it. This location was picked after researching the prime location for a YMCA that can be accessible to the most people in Martinsville and Henry County. This location also provides grant and funding opportunities and has 7 acres that is large enough to accommodate all the Y is looking to do. The YMCA will shine as a beacon for revitalization and renewal at one of the biggest gateways into the city. The new YMCA will expand its partnerships, programs, and services it currently offers not only members, but the community as well. The Early Learning Center daycare will also be relocated to this new site. 2 new and exciting features the YMCA will have are a splash pad and outdoor sport courts. The outdoor splash pad will include seating and plenty of interactive water features. In concept, the splash pad will be free to members and allow city and county residents to utilize it for a nominal daily rate. The splash pad and outdoor seating will also be available for rent after hours. The outdoor sport courts will be available for everyone in the community and will include space for basketball and pickleball courts, along with an area with AstroTurf for soccer, lacrosse, and other sport activities. The relocated and expanded Early Learning Daycare Center will include 6 classrooms to serve infants to 5-year-olds. A separate secured entrance will provide easy and safe drop-off for parents. Over 90 children will be able to be served in this new daycare center. The interior of the YMCA will be open, inviting, and have plenty of gathering space for families, teens, and seniors. Comfortable furniture will allow for social interaction and great conversations. The Aquatic Center will include a lap pool as well as a recreational pool. The lap pool will accommodate swim teams, lap swimmers, large water aerobics classes, scuba diving classes, swim lessons, and more. The recreational pool, which will be a little warmer than the lap pool, will have a small zero-depth area with interactive water features, along with plenty of space for lap swimming, open swim, water aerobics, and family swim. The Child Watch and Kids Adventure area will be a spot for parents to check in their children when they come to exercise. Features could include a bouldering wall to climb on, a Ninja Warrior-style playground, comfy chairs, and plenty of games to keep kids occupied and wanting to come back. This area would also be utilized for rentals such as birthday parties as well as kids' classes. The flexible multi-purpose rooms will be available for community meetings, educational programs, arts and crafts classes, senior activities, cooking classes, and more. These rooms will allow the YMCA to expand programs that serve the entire community. A community kitchen will be accessible not only to the multi-purpose room, but also the common areas of the Y. This will allow for cooking classes, serving food for events, and even a great place to serve coffee. The new gym will be larger than the current gym to accommodate multiple activities at the same time. The expanded gym will allow for more open gym, pickleball, volleyball, and basketball practices and games. The gym can also be rented and utilized after hours. The group exercise studios, wellness center, and walking track are located on the 2nd floor. The stairs and elevator open to a common area with comfy tables and chairs where members can gather before beginning or ending their workout. The track is open to the gym below. 2 group exercise studios will allow for multiple classes to be offered at the same time, whether it's a loud dance class or a quiet yoga class. The Wellness Center will have views into the gym, pool, and outside with lots of glass. Plenty of TVs will be mounted above the cardio equipment, and spaces will be divided, keeping members' comfort in mind. The YMCA has something for everyone and is here for the community. Membership rates are made affordable to all through our flexible payment program for those who don't have the ability to pay the traditional rate.
Awesome. So does anybody have any initial feedback, thoughts? You're like, I've got to tell these people right now before I forget. Anything like that? Any just questions that just popped into your head?
She's gonna give you a mic.
What are the rates?
So right now, and I printed that off because I always forget. A teen rate, which is 13 to 18, is $21 a month. Senior rate is $28 a month. An adult membership is $38 a month. And then a family is $60. And with that said, I'll also say there's a variety of other ways that people become members. Over half of our members are a part of a program where a third party pays for it. So Humana, for example, has a program called Silver Sneakers, which pays for your membership when you come in, you scan. Also, employers have discount. And the most important thing to remember is the Y doesn't turn away anybody due to inability to pay. So if somebody comes in, they say, I want to join as a family, but I can't afford $60 a month. We have, it's called Membership for All. So it's a form that people fill out, and we give scholarships. And we do that all day long for people. And we anticipate the rates will not go up because of the new facility.
I heard you say that courts would be for pickleball, which I'm not sure what that is right now, and soccer. I didn't hear anything about tennis. You have tennis courts?
We don't, because tennis is a little bit bigger than pickleball. Is basically like tennis light, and it's a smaller court. So we plan for pickleball and basketball, which can be on the same surface, but not tennis.
Any other questions? That's okay, because we're going to do an activity. So on the way in, you should have gotten some stickers. If you didn't get stickers, come see me. I will get you some stickers. But we are going to ask everybody to kind of come up and either put a sticker on one of these picture boards, which is really a good way to show me and the data folks what your personal preference is. If you see something up here, or you don't see something up here, for example, tennis, we have kind of write it down section up here. What activities or programs do you want to see at the Y that maybe we didn't include in this presentation? Another big question up here is, what are you excited for? That's my favorite question to ask in a public meeting, is what are you excited about for this project or for your community? So please jot that down too. And then at the far end here, we have a general, I have a question. So if you feel like we did not address something that you want to know the answer to, please add it to that board. And what's going to happen at the end of all these community meetings is Brad and I are taking this list of questions, and we will answer them and email them out to everybody, just to add some additional clarification. If you like maps, over here behind Brad, there's a site map, but then there's also the 2 blueprints of what the 2 floors will look like. I definitely encourage you all to check those out too. But thank you, and come on up and participate.
Also wanted to say, if you forget something that you want to ask, we've set up a specific email just for this project, and it's community-ymca@martinsville-ymca.com, and you can email that to us and we'll get back to you.
2 questions. How old is the current Y, and what is the plan for that facility if this one is built?
So even going back further than the current Y is the Cleveland Y, which I found this interesting, was less than 30 years old before we switched to the current Y. The current Y was built in 88 or 90. Fundraising was in 88, was built in 90, so it's a little over 30 years old. What we would, what we would plan to do with the old Y is sell it to somebody that is going to make sure that it's still an active part of the community. So what that would look like, I don't know.
What will happen to the current Family Dollar store that's there now?
So the current, if you look here, or you looked at the one slide that was up there, the current strip mall would be torn down. So everything there would be gone. Any other questions? Yeah.
Have you done any surveys, and what kind of responses have you gotten from any surveys that you may have already done?
So we have launched a survey. I'm not used to talking with a mic, sorry. And so right now we only have had 250 responses, which in my world, that's a lot of responses. But when you think about how many people live in Martinsville and Henry County, that's a drop in the bucket. But the form that you guys got on the way in does have a link to the survey, and it literally takes less than 2 minutes. So I do encourage you to fill that out. But so far, from the 250 responses we've had, it's been incredibly positive. Lots of interest in the childcare, which I think that's a really big part of this. The Y is really taking a big leap forward for our community. This new facility will be able to hold over 90 children. And I think when you put that into perspective, that is the second largest facility in Martinsville-Henry County, only second to Martinsville Public Schools, Clearview Early Learning Center, by 6 kids. So, I mean, it's a game changer in the child care world. They'll also have spots for infants. So lots of positive feedback about that, and lots of positive feedback about aquatics-related activities, lots of interest from the community in swim team and swim lessons and aqua aerobics and that kind of stuff. So far, that's what we've seen.
What is the projected cost?
We're still working on the cost. One of the reasons why we're doing these focus groups is to get feedback to know if we're going in the right direction, and then we'll go into how we're going to pay for it and how we're going to move that forward.
But I'll always like to share with people that while my title is Community Development Specialist, that really means I'm a grant writer. And so Brad and his team have been working with all kind of partners on doing what we call capital stacking, which means they're looking at, what opportunities does the federal government have, the state, local, our nonprofit folks, our foundations, and kind of, layering those all together because we know it's not going to all come from one funder. It's going to have to be a partnership.
What is the size of your current workforce, and how much increase do you anticipate, and how diverse will your staff be, or how diverse do you anticipate it to be?
So we have about 100 staff, depending on the time of year. So day camp, over the summer, we employ a little bit more. I can't tell you how large the new Y would be, but I can tell you the Danville Y, when they opened their Y, they grew substantially. They about doubled their staff. So I would assume that we would at least increase our staff by 50%. And we have quite a diverse staff now, and hopefully we would continue that, hiring the best people that represent the community and know people in the community. And so we will continue to strive to do that. I would think also with the preschool, we would quadruple our staff. Yeah.
This question is going back to you. You say you're in the helping with the funds. If the Y go up, the people that live on Fed and anywhere in the community, are their taxes going up? Or is the light bills going up, the gas bill, anything going to go up?
No, ma'am, I don't anticipate an increase for neighborhood folks. All that will be covered by Brad and his staff. Will have to deal with, their own light bill and that kind of stuff. What I am hoping this does, though, is kind of puts pressure on some folks to maybe improve public infrastructure. And so what I mean by that is this is going to be a great facility, but we want to make sure people can walk to it. So that's where people like me want to come in and say, all right, let's get some money for sidewalks and stuff like that. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe this spurs a conversation of, hey, we need better crosswalks here, or we need sidewalks, or better access to, certain facilities for the community.
And one of the great things is right behind Albert Harris. So one of the programs that we have is called First Grade Learn to Swim program. So right now we bus the kids to the Y. Albert Harris can, one of the designs, you can't see it here, but if you think about Family Dollar where Albert Harris is, you have to go down. And so we've talked about how can we make a stairway that will go down to access the Y. So that would be great for the Albert Harris kids, that they can come over not only for First Grade Learn to Swim program, but other things. So I think that would be a great partnership.
Have you informed the residents in that area that the Y is coming? If you have, how have you informed them?
This is the start of letting people know that we're interested in putting a Y there, and that we've bought the property. And so one of the things you'll see over the next few months is hopefully more news articles and more communications where people can reach out to us if they have an issue with the Y going there, or if they have a concern, and we can listen to that. And that's really what we're doing over the summer, is making sure that in my mind, this thing is incredible and will do awesome things, but there's some things I maybe haven't thought about, or the group hasn't thought about. And so that's why we're out here getting feedback for those, I didn't think about that. And then we can deal with those and solve them before we get too far along in the process.
Any other questions? Y'all have to do my stickers, so, oh, wait.
It was kind of hard to see, but the splash pad, will it be kind of like fenced in, or how?
Right, so it will be fenced in because there will be hours it will operate. Actually, you can't see it any better up here. But there's also a seating area in there. And so the way that you would access that is you'd come in the Y, and then you'd be able to go through the lobby and then come out to it. And that way, too, if you have little ones, because the parking lot is pretty close, they don't run off and things like that. The reason why we added a splash pad is if you've seen Eden's. I don't know if anybody's been to Eden's. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And then Danville's building a couple of them, and it's sort of the newest cool thing.
I know you all are talking about taking the Family Dollar and most of that strip mall. There's a little building in the corner. Does that include that also?
Yes, ma'am. That's still on that property. The whole property is about 7 acres, and it would include, so I want to say this is about where that building is. And one of the things you'll notice tomorrow even is we've been doing environmental studies. So tomorrow you'll see some large equipment out there. If you guys remember way back in the day, there used to be a gas station, I believe, there. There's some tanks down there. And so they're going to...
The gas station was, our car wash has been there since. That's
Okay.
where the gas station was.
Okay. Yeah, so we've been working with the environmental agency to pull all those up, so there's no problem once we get to the point of building it. We don't get into, there's buried tanks there, you got to take care of that, because those things take a long time. So if you see that happening in the parking lot, that's what's going on.
Will any traffic patterns have to change or anything?
Part of choosing this property when they looked at it, they look at traffic flow. And nothing that they brought up told me that the traffic pattern would change. In fact, one of the things that's really nice is you've got several ways to get into the parking lot. And so we don't anticipate anything changing.
I just wanted to make a comment. As you know, we have a few people in here, and you mentioned kind of how can we get out and continue to share that message. I think it's important that the people in this room, we continue to share that out and have conversations, especially with our people, our black people, because guess what? It is going on our side of town, right? And in a lot of ways, when new things happen, right, there's not a lot of our opinions that get included into that. However, we have an opportunity to be able to do that. So I do want to say, like, if any way I can, my name is Derek Ziegler, I sit on the board for the Y. If there's a way I can help support that, help with facilitating some of that and connecting back to the Y, whatever that looks like, I want to make sure it's super important that we do grab that aspect of it. Because I grew up over there as well, right? And I know that's going to be a huge deal. And there's a lot of positives that can come with it as well, but I also know there'll still be concerns and different things that we may not have thought of as a group that other people and citizens within the area may have. So definitely have those conversations. He mentioned the hotline that we had, or the email that we have specifically around it. There's some other different listening tours that we're doing right now, and I believe also in the future, as different things come out, there'll be some other avenues as well. So I just want to make sure like we're helping drive some of that stuff too, because I think we gotta help increase the voice and how loud our voice is, especially considering the fact it's going to go right in the middle of our neighborhood and our main road, right? So just wanted to throw that out there.
And my policy as the Y director is my door is always open. People know that if they come in, they can just walk in or call, and they'll get a call back. My email is easier to remember than the first one, but it's brad@martinsville-ymca.com. So it's important that we hear before we get too far along, 2 years down the road, and we start building it, and then somebody says, well, why didn't you think about this? So this is the time that we really want to hear that feedback, like Derek said.
I guess my only concern is with the Family Dollar leaving, there are a lot of people who depend on that who doesn't have cars to get to Walmart or to get to the nearest store. You take their Family Dollar away, and they no longer have access to being able to purchase or go to the store because they don't have access to go to the further stores. They just walk to Family Dollar. I guess that's my only concern.
That is an incredibly valid one. We've done a previous public meeting that the mayor attended, and he brought up that exact same question. He was like, what does this look like when this goes away? And so that's something that he's asked my office to do, is to kind of look at food desert and food insecurity data, and what does that look like when that Family Dollar goes away? How much longer is the walk to Walmart, or is it to Perelman's on Fayette or something like that? So that's something that my office will be looking into.
And that's a perfect example of something that we didn't anticipate, and now that we know, we'll work with the mayor and others to make sure that something can be done to improve that. Because one of the things you'll notice about that parking lot is there's two houses, and then the building the city owns that used to be a car wash right there. That all can be developed into something else. And so we even talked about, hey, could that be developed into a local grocery store? Okay, let's move to stickers, and then we'll be up here too, so come on up. Take a look at the picture board and what really draws your attention. I'd be happy to show you some of the detailed drawings of what the inside look like. And then over here we've got some places for you to comment. And what Kathleen is doing is she's taking all this information from the listening sessions and she's putting it into one document. So if you want your comment recorded, please write it down there.